Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of the Angel Fire Brief. So, I'm just going to get right into it because a friend of mine standing in line for coffee yesterday at my workplace decided to ask me because she knows that I really do respect the Tates as a Western Muslim feminist. I think that the Tate brothers have an awful lot of wisdom collectively between the two of them, even to offer. Uh, high value women who deeply want to understand the psychology of high value men and how they operate. So, yes, I pay attention to Andrew Tate. No, I do not just write him off as being some ignorant dude or some ignorant male misogynist, as it were. I think collectively we need to understand each other. This isn't one gender superior over the other, because that is not deep down what high value men think, and it is deep down not what high value women think of high value men. If all you're used to is trash, and that is genuinely what you think of the opposite genders, then you are missing something. And it is time to realign yourself and re-educate yourself with what it was that you think you need to learn. Because the truth is that we are all here to learn. The entire reason you were born, in fact, was to be sent here, in fact, to learn. If you missed the memo, reprogram your mind at a very deep level to gain the insight and the wisdom that you clearly need to step up your game to. If you were a perfect being, you would not have been born. Period. That is the thing I not only tell myself all the time, but I also tell other people around me. You are here collectively to learn and listen to others. I don't think there really needs much more to be said on that, and I'm not going to expound on that for you. I think it is time for you to do the homework yourself and deep down understand that you are, in fact, here for a purpose. And with that, I'm just going to get into the Tate brothers. So, this man, Andrew Tate, who is he to me? He is somebody that I follow on YouTube. He is somebody who I have learned an awful lot from. He is someone that shows up for people consistently so that I know deep down by watching him and watching what he does that he is in fact respect worthy and is in fact trustworthy. And my take genuinely on what is happening with both Andrew and Tristan Tate is going to be a hard pill for you to swallow. So prepare yourself. We live in a day and age where agency holds no ground, no power other than what individuals give it. What that means collectively to the general tune of experience is all persons are compromisable to the matrix, whether you're talking about collectively or whether you're talking about collective agents framework, or whether you are talking about genuine just disregard for value of human life. Either triangulation it takes, because it does technically breach a triangulation formal aspect. But either way, it looks to me as if the Tates are in fact being compromised, because I don't see any solid proof coming from the women involved in this situation that they have in fact been kidnapped, as the Tates are like showing again multiple random videos of like women within the construct of their home that appear to be just fine and comfortable and enjoying themselves, and in fact drinking. So I guess I feel like saying to many in my audience, if you think that's what kidnapping looks like to you, well, I know an awful lot of people, both male and female, that would have probably liked to have been kidnapped quite some time ago. So here's what I think is happening. I think the Tates are being compromised, just like I think a lot of folks around the world are proverbially compromisable in the eyes of the Matrix, as the Tates themselves call it. And so, what I think is happening is they have just stepped on too many toes. They have just gotten too big, they have gotten too credible, and they have developed way too much money for anybody's comfortable, like, level of comfortability is in fact what I'm trying to say. So what I think is happening is clear. I think is very distinct. Obviously the Romanian government has some money that they want out of this situation. And obviously there are a couple of women that are willing to compromise the Tate brothers. And I really don't see any plausible reasons that they should have been charged. But this is in fact what happens when you speak out against the Matrix and try to empower people to think for themselves. It's not an awesome look for the Romanian government right now. Like, let's be real with this. Either you're really broke to the point that you need to make up this facade of these women who are clearly trying to compromise the Tates into some, like, basically, like, inorganic scheme. Or some of those ladies are making an awful lot of money, both from the Tates and the Romanian government. Either way you look at it, it looks like an awful lot of greed. And it looks like an awful lot of compromisation based on greed. And I'm not sure why these women involved with the scenario or the Romanian government feel they should be entitled to any slice of the Tate's proverbial cake. But that is my 2 cents on it. That is 100% legit. I have been there. With my service to other communities abroad. I have been there. I know what this looks like when you just think too much outside of the box of what they want you to think and say to the public. Let's talk about Afghanistan and all of my work with Afghans. Literally threw me under the bus and used me. I'm not even sure if anybody but 1 or 2 people formally ever even thanked me. So that is what we have, in fact. And I'm not saying I did that because I wanted anything. I did what I did for the Afghan people because I knew it was the right thing to do. And I knew that deep down, they had very little. And they had very little people they could trust. Some of the people I was working with, and some of the people that I was working with have already forgotten my name and already smeared my name. So whatever this looks like to you is, to me, deep down, something that is kind of a universal truth that I've already experienced personally at very deep levels at the hands of people. Once you are not proverbially of use to the matrix the way they need you to be or the way they want you to be, um that they're gonna still try to get whatever they can out of you, and whatever that looks like. Compromisation is like a common factor when you speak out against, like, the machine, as it were. I want to say, deep down, look at what is happening with Mr. Julian Assange right now. That is why collectively, like, half of the internal community that's already been there already knows, that it's not a great look for governments that we have gone this far collectively, where after years of service to the public in truth, and because this man came out with some things that some people didn't like, his life is actually expendable. What does that look like to you? And again, same situation between both the Tate brothers and Assange. It's some girl claiming that he raped her. But when you look at all of the interviews and, like, first-hand accounts, the woman that was claiming Julian raped her had been offering Julian her apartment and a place to stay for several days in a row, in fact. Much like this situation with the Tates. This young woman that is claiming that the Tates are using her and, like, quote unquote, trafficked her to another country. This is actually fucking laughable. Excuse my language. I'm sure YouTube is gonna ban it. Whatever. How do you just get on a plane if you are being forced or coerced to go work for some guy in, like, some sex Ponzi scheme? If you don't want to, none of it makes any sense. Like, if I wanted to get on a plane and knew what the guy's, like, intentions were off the jump, I would not be going back later claiming it was coerced. Really? Honey, you knew what you were getting yourself into. There was probably very little to no coercion from what I can see of how honest the Tates actually are with everybody. She is obviously probably a paid shill to some degree by some, maybe possibly the Romanian government or some other foreign government that is upset with the Tates right now, to do exactly just that. Compromisation 101. This is exactly what it looks like when you are, in fact, a male. And my heart goes out to the Tates right now. What you guys are going through is just, you know what? I've been there. I've really been there and done that already with a couple of people, different foreign allies, couple different governments, even people in my own circles here in my own country that are in fact involved with my own government. So, I can see it. Clearly, half of the entire community, from network intel people to journalists like myself, when you see this, you know what it is. Is it awesome that the Romanian government feels that you are compromisable? Probably not so much. Maybe, I guess, take these hit points for what it is and just learn from the lesson. Get the hell out of Romania, maybe? I don't know. Maybe you are making too much money so that your government feels like you owe them a piece of the pie. I don't know what this is. I don't know who made this decision, but it would not have been my decision. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Have a blessed evening. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. Good night.